Okay, we're alive. Oh my goodness. What happened? OBS Streamlabs froze when I tried to turn on Dylan Gunther's video. So I might just not show player video, and if you really want to see it, uh, I'll show it after the draft because that's really frustrating, and I can't have that happening. The stream didn't die. The program to do the streaming broke the stream. So that's really frustrating. Last year, my power went out and broke the stream. This year, the program died again and broke the stream. So we're alive. Unbelievable. All right, like, let's see what happens. Here we go. Ugh, well, that's frustrating. Yeah, nice of me to join you, right? I pay for Streamlabs too. Like, I pay money to get the premium version and stuff, and disappoint. I know, we didn't miss anything. I just want this to work because I'm also unable to just refresh the stream for some reason. It won't let me reconnect. It just breaks and then I have to shut it all down, which is bizarre. Which makes me want to just run 2 instances of it. Alright, Pierre, blow my mind. Whoa, my God. Okay, I got nothing on Tyler Boucher. I mean, I've seen him play a lot, but that is... Oh, wow. I had him at 51. See, this makes me crazy. Like, the coverage is they should be equally as shocked. Like, Sam Cosentino didn't have Tyler Boucher in any of his first rounds, I don't think. This is crazy. I like Boucher. He's physical, but he's skilled, and like, I like him. Okay. Uh. See, like, and now they're hyping him up on TV, and like, he looks like Gabe Landeskog. Like, this is what Senators fans, like, it'll be like tomorrow they'll be like, Tyler Boucher's the best prospect in the National Hockey League, and literally 10 seconds ago that nobody would say that. So that's bananas. That pick is this. It's bananas. Plural bananas. I I I don't look. It's not he's a guy who's second round, like, I would do it. But I don't I'm really surprised. Like, there are moments where I'm like, okay, Tyler Boucher looks pretty good. And the potential of his game could be there. but who they passed on. There's a litany of players I would take ahead of Tyler Boucher. Like, don't be mad until it's over. Strange things happen. But this is, like, over Wallsted, over Lysell, over Ratu, over Svechkov, Stankoven, Sillinger, Robertson, Rosen. Like, Tyler Boucher was injured all year. And even when he did play, I thought he might be a good middle six Swiss Army knife winger. Like, you can play him defensively, you can play him offensively. There might be something there, but that is that's really interesting in a way. Let's see what Columbus does. Okay. Okay. Yep. Cole Sillinger and Kent Johnson on the same team. Not bad. If I mock a team that's not the Leafs, I break my own rules. I wish I didn't have to, but that's the rules. Oh my god. Jordan, I'm sorry. I don't know how to save you. Um, I'm still like out of breath. Like, I'm out of breath on that. That is wild. I mean, look, I will say that Tyler Boucher is a guy where I've been impressed. There are times when I've been impressed. I'm just kind of like uh yeah. Also, I'm just going to remind you all, I wish I could play clips, but I am not risking losing my stream again, and that's what broke it. So I'm going to leave this without it, and we'll follow up. We'll have plenty of time to follow up. Oh, hey, did you go out? Go for a walk? I have a visitor here. You. Dog. How about I do this? Here she is. Hey, you. I'll say hi to a small audience of people on the internet. My stream died. I had to reset it. Them's the breaks. Oh well. Oh, thank you. Hand delivered. You what? Took a dump? Big one. Good for her. I got handed a the best one. The black cherry white claw. It's the best one. Boy, boy, boy. This is why we watch. This is why we watch the NHL draft, for moments like these. I'm buying a Matthew Beniers jersey tomorrow. That's what I'm doing. Wow. Like, I knew you can always, like, Wallsted, yeah, you can bet on him falling. Who else is available? Like, there's plenty of good players still available. I don't really know what to tell Ottawa Senators fans. I'm ready for their onslaught tomorrow. Beniers is going to get traded for cap space. I hope not, because I'm buying a jersey tomorrow. That's my boy. Crazy. Uh, who's the bigger shock, Boucher or Chinikov? Chinikov. But, well, Chinikov was shocking, but it was 21st overall or whatever. Boucher is 10th. That is insane. Like, considering who is on the board, that's wild. Like, Cole Sillinger is, in my opinion, more physical, a better shot, more skilled. I think Boucher has a bit more intelligent puck movement right now, but that's strictly looking at this year. Sillinger showed a lot more last year. But a 10th is like, I don't know how you don't trade back a couple of picks. Unless Columbus was going to pick him. I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know, but no, not at all. It's a commercial break. Yes. Who's the best player left on the board? To me, it's Wallsted. To me, it is Jesper Wallsted. Jesper Wallsted, the best player on the board. The dog is destroying our couch. If you're Detroit, do you trade up for Wallsted? Maybe. I don't know where their next pick is. 23? That's a mighty trade up. If I could show you what's happening over on the couch over on the other side of the room right now, you would love it. This dog is looking for a place to lay down, I think. Who am I talking to? My lovely producer slash girlfriend sitting over there on the couch with this dog. Yeah, I don't know if the Detroit Red Wings are in a huge fuss or a rush to draft a goaltender, especially to trade up to draft one. But Wallsted's looking pretty good. I mean, maybe he's the guy that goes here to Calgary. Maybe, I don't know. Who is it? Show me, Brad. Okay. They went with Coronado. All right. You know what? I don't hate it. It's a bit higher than I'd take him, but he's reasonable in this range. Really good two-way guy, really smart, really selfless, works his rear end off. Great shot. You know, he can use it in stride, he can use it from a stationary standing point. Really impressive player, I think. You know, he just needs to work on his skating. That's the biggest thing. He kind of overskates his puck control a little bit. You know, but he's rambunctious. I think he could be a center down the road. He can shoot. He can make a play. You know, I thought Wallsted would be the guy, but Coronado's going to make a great Calgary Flame. It makes sense to me. You know, he needs some time to develop, I think, and I think Calgary can afford to be patient. But, you know, they have guys like Michael Backlund on their team, and I feel like there's a bit of that in him. You know, like an Elias Lindholm is bigger, but similar kind of brand of more bit of offense, bit of defense, I guess. But the biggest thing to me is Coronado's just 200-foot all-around game with good offensive upside with his shot and his passing. I think there's a really interesting player for sure. We'll see what happens with him over the next few years. I'm not sure he's a first-line guy, maybe not even a second-line guy unless he's a winger. But a third-line center, you know, just a rambunctious, hardworking guy. I think is entirely possible and acceptable. Got dog slobber all over my glasses. Hey, you. Think she misses me. What am I seeing here? What is the NHLES? It's just my scaled for position, league, and involvement in team offense, and age adjusted, basically an evaluation of a player's production. So like 20 is typical first round talent, but for European guys, it's very, very different. Oh yeah, my draft pick slots are off because there's, well, yeah, but okay. Sure. There you go. Happy? Gunther in a 2022 second rounder versus Connor Garland. Who do you take? Gunther in a 2022 second versus Garland. Who do you take? I take Garland. This is the 9th, 14th pick for Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo could get Wallsted, which would be hilarious. I know they have UPL, but like, UPL is not Jesper Wallsted. Oh, thank you, Daft Rain Cloud. I hope you can overcome your daftness and rain your beautiful, refreshing rain on me, like the Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga song. Hello, Greg Paterin. I miss you. Oh, they gave him the 86. Interesting. I'm curious to see where Buffalo goes. I mean, you got Owen Power. I think if it's me, like a Stankoven might be the guy that I go for. I guess. Yeah, I know. Well, it's got the Jack Hughes jersey has tags on it. I doubt he's taking his own brother's jersey number. I'm making a joke. Do you think Robert Hogg can be the defensive partner Dahlin has been missing? Probably not. Welcome back. I don't think this dog knows what to do with herself. I think Owen Power can be the defensive partner Dahlin has been missing. That is possible. Will Philadelphia extend Ristolainen? I hope so. Tyler Boucher, yeah, that's your thought. My thoughts are the same as that comment. Do you think Connor McMichael can jump into the Caps lineup this year? Sure. I think it's possible. I'll keep scratching your butt. Fine, whatever. Yeah, I could see Connor McMichael being on the Caps team. He's pretty good. Yeah, this draft has been going on for about an hour and a bit. Third of the way in. All right. Please help explain the Senators pick. He's physical, and they like that. That's the thing. That's what they like. All right, let's see who Buffalo landed. All right. What do we got? Okay. Isaac Rosen. Rosen. Ishak Rosen. Good for him. Not a bad pick. I like Isaac Rosen. He was 17th on my board. You know, he's an interesting one. He's got a good shot. I think he's an underrated playmaker. He's good on his edges. He's inconsistent, but you know, and he had a really weird, you know, his different playing levels and different tournaments I saw were all very strangely different. A lot of picks, or a lot of times I saw him as a really kind of selfish goal scorer, thinking pretty much focused on himself. But then he went to the SHL and the opposite was true. He was a playmaker and a physical guy more often. Defensive and in the under 18, I just felt like he had an underwhelming tournament, but who didn't on the Swedish team? I think it's a fine pick at 14. There's other names I probably would have taken first, but he's up there, you know, and in the reasonable. He's up there in the reasonable number. Hey, he's up there as a reasonable option in that range, I think. Is Wallsted going to fall to the Canes? Maybe. Having a good. Come here. You can be a mascot for a moment. Comfortable? Or do you just smell food? Is that what she's doing? Hi. 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 Maybe this is just what she wanted. She wanted up. What else do we have? Maybe the Canes will take a goalie. I don't know. Why in the world would you pick Tyler Boucher at 10? Because you are the Ottawa Senators. That's why. You okay? Just stay relaxed. Oh. What the dog doing? I'll show you what the dog's doing. He's chilling. Sorry, Angus Crookshank. I wish. Oh. Oh, don't slip. It's not my dog. It's my my girlfriend's brother's dog. Okay. Down you go. Is that fun? Yeah, Tyler Boucher is going to be a prototype power forward, but lots and lots and lots of people, I think, were better options. But I think he could be a energy level player, like a hard-working, you know, meat and potatoes guy that's smart enough and skilled enough to make it work. Dallas, I don't see it being Wallsted. Ratu? I mean, they've got Ottinger. I don't even think I don't think Boucher is Tom Wilson. I do not think that's what he is. I don't see that at all. I don't know what he is. Like a Tyler Bertuzzi maybe? Okay, Detroit traded up. I wonder what they could have up their sleeve. Edvinsson Wallsted? Edvinsson Wallsted would be a great pair to get at the picks they got them at. Like Eklund Wallsted would have been better to me, but Edvinsson Wallsted is not a bad combo. And if I'm Detroit, that's probably the guy I'd look at this point. Like Wallsted should be gone by now, and at 15, if you miss, the guys that you're taking instead of him are like maybe middle six guys. So do it. Just go right ahead. But knowing Steve Yzerman, it's going to be Sebastian Cossa, and he's going to win 7 Vezina trophies. One thing I do have to be very careful with is this White Claw. This stuff, I don't know about any of you all, but if I consume any of it, it is dangerous. So I want to encourage responsible alcohol consumption and only drink if you're of legal drinking age. But that stuff is intense. It's like the Four Loko of the 21st century. Wait, 2020s. This is, yeah, like that Tyler Boucher pick, I really, it's unbelievable. Nice trade for Dallas. Nice. That's a nice trade. 48 will be a good pick as well. 138, who knows? In this range, like outside of Wallsted, like that's the only player I think I'd reasonably trade up for. And the Wings have picked so many picks over the last few years, so I think they can afford to move some picks and get what could be their franchise goalie. Excuse me while I eat M&Ms while this pick happens. No, I wouldn't trade up to get Lysell here because I think you could get him. It's more likely Lysell will be available at like 30 at 48 than 16. Or like it's more likely that he slips to 48 than the 16th ranked team picks him. Like the Rangers aren't going to take him. I doubt the Blues are going to take him. What am I drinking? I'm drinking a White Claw because I am that kind of person. I'm 31 years old and I drink White Claw. It's great in the summer, not gonna lie. Seltzers, like I don't usually drink a lot of beer, but I have gotten on the White Claw wagon or the seltzer wagon. Got some Bud Light seltzers. Those are pretty decent as well. None of these are endorsing me at all. Rosen. Tyler Boucher. Tyler Boucher. Okay, like let's ride. I can't. Oh, you know what else is really good? Again, if you're of legal drinking age and drink responsibly, there's these like canned Moscow mules you can get. Those are great also for by the pool. Not that I have a pool. What is your opinion on carbonated beer? I prefer my beer flat. Yeah, that trade for Dallas was pretty solid. You know, if you don't want the goalie and Detroit's offering you that, you'll get someone at 23 that is worth picking. Like if Dallas takes Stankoven at 23 after making that trade, that's a tidy bit of work. That's a tidy bit of business, and I think you could do that. Again, I don't know why Detroit would trade up to draft someone like Svechkov. Unless they really like him, which is possible, but I feel like for Detroit, Nedeljkovic, Wallsted, not bad. Let's see what happens. Blow my mind, Stevie. Oh, Cossa. See, I had a feeling that Cossa would go before Wallsted. I had a feeling. Always bet against Europeans. Always bet against the Europeans. All right. All right. Go nuts. You know, look, Kossa's good. He's a good goalie. I think this is higher than I would take him. Oh, I took Svozil. Oh, I put Svozil. You know, I don't know much about goaltending, but he's a good one. I would take Wallsted first, but okay. Yeah, always bet against the Europeans. Always bet against them. They'll always be the ones that slip. Like, look at the best players available for me: European, 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 European. Like, there's a lot of them. But okay, like if that's your goalie, then great. Like if that's the guy that you love and you think he could be your number one, trading up to get him, go nuts. For sure. Do it. Does Ratu drop to the second round? It's possible. He might be the draft's renaissance man. That's nice. Never heard that before. You whining about? Huh? Well, I don't really know what to say about Sebastian Cossa. It's not a bad pick, but we'll see where he ends up. I mean, he should be a really good goaltender. I don't see why not. I just feel like Wallsted's been better, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like someone commented I could be excited for who's available at 30. This is why when people ask me like who do this team take at 25 or this team take at 27, this is why my answer is always it depends on who's off the board because it who does my team pick at 16? If I say Jesper Wallsted, they'll be like he'll never be available. It's impossible. That's not going to happen. Well, here we are. Like here we are. Most surprising drop other than Wallsted? Not many are that surprising to me. Most of this is going mostly according to my board, except for Boucher. Cossa was the only one outside my top 20 that's gone that hasn't gone yet. Lucius is a little surprising. I'm surprised that Rosen went before Lucius. Coronado as well to a certain point. I mean, I'm skeptical about Chaz Lucius myself, but I don't know how you watched him back to back with Tyler Boucher and take Tyler Boucher. But again, like Tyler Boucher is not that terrible. Well, he's not terrible, but it's just a very weird pick at 10th overall. Can I announce which team is on the clock each time? I guess. I mean, I don't even know, to be honest. I mean, the Rangers are on the clock right now. Please rip the Sens in your draft review. Oh, that's a good thing to mention. So my draft reviews are going to be a little different this year because I need a friggin' break. What's going to happen is Wednesday night I'm going to do a live stream. It'll be a bit earlier than usual. And we're just going to go through every team and do a tier list. And I'll just pull up a list. I'll have it all set up. And we're going to go team by team through it. And I'll timestamp it after it's over so you can just click through to your favorite team. But that will be like the master guide of the NHL draft review because I just don't have the time or brain power right now to do 32 separate videos, unfortunately. If you were Ottawa and went off the board like they did, what would have been a better option in your opinion? Off the board, Olin Zellweger. That would have been my pick off the board. Apparently Boucher and Jake Sanderson are really good friends. Great. That's a great way to draft guys, is draft guys who are friends with each other. How did they go Cossa over Wallsted? Because Wallsted is European, and Kossa's been playing longer into the year, and there might be recency bias. I don't know. Who are the Oilers picking now since Coronado is off the board? That's a good question. Stankoven comes to mind. They drafted Yamamoto. Simon Robertson could be a good Oiler. If Chaz Lucius is available, I feel like they'll go with him. Some of those guys. Yeah, Lysell was pegged as a dropper. Like, everybody knew going into the draft. I mean, I think he's a top 5 guy, but he's dropping. And I knew he would. But I've got 2 top 5 guys available after the 15th pick, which is crazy. I guess the first 14 picks off the board. Oh, I meant to go to the bathroom on that commercial break. All right. Blow my mind, New York. Zach LaRue. That's what I think. Okay. Fine. Othman was 37th on my board. I don't mind Brennan Othman, but he's another one of these guys where I feel like he's projectable. And I think, you know, he can shoot. He's physical. I don't like his skating, but he's skilled and adaptive under pressure. I think he's got a long way to go, though. He's a bit of a project. He's got some good hands on him, and he's got a good shot. You know, I think there's like a third line guy maybe there. Maybe a second line scoring winger that has some two-way metrics to him as well. But I'm not super sold on Brennan Othman overall. He was 37th on my board. Again, I think there's just a lot of players that are just straight up better. But yeah, they love showing them working out, eh? They love to show them in the gym. But yeah, I don't know. He moves his feet a lot and doesn't really go that far. Again, I think there's better players available. Like, I would take Logan Stankoven every day. I'd go with Stank every day over Othman. But Othman's he's fine. He's fine. This draft is super even once you get past this top group of 10 or 12. You know, they weren't going to go Wallsted. You knew that. You know, who knows? He should be a perfectly decent NHL player. Perfectly decent. It's high, but he'll probably be a guy. Tom Wilson ruined the Rangers rebuild. That is probably somewhat true. At least he completely transformed their team. He broke the New York Rangers, which is nuts. He broke them. You know, but look, I think Othman is relatively fine. I wouldn't pick him this high. He'll probably be a player. He's got the enough fundamentals to get somewhere. We'll see. Be curious to see where St. Louis goes. My hunch is that St. Louis goes up the alley of the Rangers. LaRue comes to mind. Lambos. Lucius to Seattle or St. Louis also makes sense. That's true. That's a good point, Ricky. I could see that. Othman over Lucius even to me is really surprising, and I'm skeptical on Lucius, but I don't know. I find that, yeah, I don't know. Unless there's like something with Lucius's injuries where people are just scared, because that could also be possible. Have you seen how many goalies Detroit has in their system now? Yeah, I mean, I know how many they have. I don't think very many of them are that great, but now they have Cossa and Nedeljkovic on the NHL team, which is great. Cossa could be a real thing. Radu to the Blues, maybe. I doubt it. I doubt it. They're gonna go Lambos or Coolemans. Coolemans would be another one I could see them doing. I would say LaRue, Coolemans. Yeah, LaRue, the Coolemans is a good one. Lambos is another one that comes to mind. Gary Bettman loves to do this. From the Enterprise Center. Or they could take Zachary Bolduc. Or they could take Zachary Bolduc. Or they could take Zachary Bolduc. Okay. Yikes. Okay. Well, Bolduc to the St. Louis Blues. Okay. I've seen him a lot this year. I don't know what I can tell you about him. If I had clips, I'd show you. I mean, I do have clips, but I don't want to lose my stream. It is, so Bolduc is, weird. I don't know what I can tell you about him. He's a really passive player defensively, glides around the ice a lot, not really driving plays super well. He's smooth on his feet and there's some skill there, but he shoots from the middle of nowhere constantly. He has trouble seeing through traffic. He throws his elbows out on hits far more often than I would like. He was one of the worst suppressors of defensive transitions against that I've tracked this year. Just not a guy that I had anywhere near my first round. Yes, he was 69th on my list. I know. But that is a guy where I'm happy to let St. Louis take him on. Again, is he an NHL player? Maybe. I could see him being like a third line guy, energy guy with a bit of skill, but I just don't see it. I don't know. There's a lot of I was frustrated watching him a lot this year. I don't know. He struggled the first half of the year to put points on the board, and then Xavier Cormier came to town, and Xavier Cormier really lit himself on fire and scored a bunch of points, and Bolduc was there as well. I don't know about that one. Like, Jake Neighbors and Zach Bolduc as your first-round picks the last 2 years, I think is a bit questionable. But I know Bolduc is often ranked in the top 20, but he was also one of the most divisive players I've tracked, and on average was ranked 33. So even if you just go by the average aggregate, he is a bit of a reach here. I had trouble with Bolduc this year. I had trouble with Neighbors last year. Here we are. Well, the Jets have lots of choices here. This is, again, like, you see now, I think, a lot of you, I hope, see now why I give the answers of what I do when people ask about who their team should take. Because, I don't know, crazy things happen and their team's going to take whoever they want. That came out very strangely, but that's basically how my brain feels when I comprehend and think through those questions. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about having a pick at 57 and seeing who's going to slip to that point. So for the Jets, I mean, Lambos would make sense. He plays in Winnipeg. Ratu, I think Ratu to the Jets isn't the craziest suggestion. I'm going to say Ratu or Lambos. Maybe. Chaz Lucius, maybe, yeah. See, blow my mind, Kevin. There you go. Not bad. I like that pick. Um, I like that pick. I'm gonna give you a quick read on Chaz Lucius, and then I'm gonna go take a break and go to the bathroom. But I like Chaz Lucius a lot. He's got a lot of skill. Uh, he's got great ability to find pockets of space to get shot attempts. Underrated playmaker, I think. He's dangerous around the net all around. Really, really good guy under pressure. Great on his edges, adapting to that pressure. I have questions about his defensive game. There's big, big questions there for me. But I think that if you give him, even if you pressure him, he can get off you. And I think there's a lot to like there. I mean, he's not going to be that Steven Stamkos goal scorer, but he's going to be a guy where you forget about him a lot, and he ends up a season with like 25 goals or 30 goals, and you're like, how did that happen? And he's just in the right place at the right time a lot, and knows how to put the puck in the net. But he's an underrated playmaker as well, so I'm a fan of him. This is a round where I thought he should go, because I think there are questions about his projectability, but I am going to take a quick break between these picks. If I'll make it before Nashville's pick, I hope. But I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I'm fueled up, or whatever. I don't know. What have I missed? What are my thoughts on the Rosen pick? It's fine. I think it's a reasonable pick at 14. But again, like this area is so whack even that it could have been a lot of other guys and it would make sense too. But he's a good pick there. Uh, um, I did not say Rosen was a bad pick. I can believe Wallsted's still on the board. Why don't any of these prospects where Dan flashes? I don't know what that means. Do you think Yzerman's moves this round indicate that he's biding his time for 2022 and 23? No, I just think Yzerman's just taking the players he likes the most. NHL scouting process equals big man, make board go boom. How shocked are you that Wallsted has dropped? Honestly, no, I'm not shocked. Yeah, see, I'm not like a super outgoing guy in my life, Mr. Richie L. So when I think on the spot with creative lines to say, usually I just word vomit and it ends up terrible. So I'm fueled up after I just went to the bathroom, which makes no sense, but that's what came out. And that's what you get when you watch my channel. You're not gonna get Jake Paul out of me, where everything is scripted and perfect and amazing. Yeah, I could see Svechkov here. Chibrikov is another one I could see. Lysell. Honestly, Lysell might go here to Nashville. I have a hunch. Fyodor Dostoevsky could also be a pick there, yeah. He might be a little bit too dead to be draft eligible, though. You think Jake Paul is perfect and amazing? Well, he's more successful than me and he has more subscribers, and that means he's automatically better than me, right? That's how this works. If you ever get in an argument with someone and they ask you how many subs you have, you instantly lose. That's how it works these days. I could not beat Jake Paul in a fight. Look at me. This is my arm. Look at me. I'm a pipsqueak. I like eating M&Ms too much to fight Jake Paul. No, yeah, no, I would not be able to fight Jake Paul. I just jab him in the eyeball and run away. I'm like Dale Gribble. I'm more Dale Gribble than anyone, except for the conspiracy stuff. Yeah, pocket sand. That's my strategy. And then let him cry about it. How does it feel, Jake? The hockey guy? I mean, I got nothing against the hockey guy. But if he wanted to have a boxing match for charity, sure. I'd be down. I used to go kickboxing before the pandemic. That stopped. But that was fun. I wasn't terrible at it. I went sparring with a guy who does fight, like, semi-professionally or something. I don't know what he does, but he was really good. And he whooped my butt. But I hung out with him a bit in the ring, and then he pummeled me. Who's on the clock now? Nashville still. Let's go, David. That woman's hair is extremely blonde. Extremely blonde. Fedor Svechkov, there he is. Fyodor Svechkov. Fyodor. That's a good pick. I like Fyodor Svechkov. Really good 200-foot guy. I think there's underrated offense there as well. You know, middle six guy, perfectly reasonable. Really, practically skilled. I mean, he played the vast majority of his season in the VHL, which is professional hockey. Like, let's give him some credit here. His team was terrible, just terrible. The VHL is fascinating because sometimes you get young guys like Svechkov, but then you get him playing on a line with a bunch of dudes who have, tire irons off their gut and they're drinking beer before the games probably. But he does really, really well. Yeah, the Americanization Xenome Project, the Americanization of names always kind of weirds me out. Yeah, like I listen to the commentary sometimes in Russian because I do enjoy Russian hockey commentary. Fyodor Svechkov, he's a fun kid to watch, and I think that's a good pick at 19. Really good value pick. You can bring him over when he's ready to come over, and like it's a nice sort of relatively safe pick. I mean, he's not the most exciting player available, but we're getting to the point now, I would say, where it's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I obviously I like Wallsted and Lysell, but like obviously Lysell and Wallsted are the guys I would want. Would I take Lysell at 22? Yes. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I like Svechkov a lot. I think that's a good pick for Nashville. He won't be your game-ending guy, I don't think, but a real good all situations forward that can do the job with enough smarts and skill and whatever. Like especially if his speed increases, he's resilient on his feet. He doesn't give up on the play. He's strong. There's a lot to like. There's a lot to like. Well, the Oilers are on the clock now. Oh yes. In case you're unaware, thank you for your donation, Mr. or Ms. Human Being, whoever just did that. Um, you can donate money. Obviously, the ticker isn't working for some reason. My live streaming software is poo. But we're raising money for the Downey Wenjack Fund, the Gord Downey and Chani Wenjack Fund, which is a charity set up to help connect all Canadians through Indigenous culture and helping alleviate the stresses on Indigenous culture by educating all Canadians about their culture and all the cultures that there are in Canada that are part of those First Nations, and sort of bridging that gap a lot better. They set up educational centers around in various cities and different buildings and such. The Opera House in my local town here has an exhibit that's permanent now that you can go check out anytime you want. So yeah, it's a great charity. Happy to be raising money for them, and I will match any money that you donate up to a total of $1,000, which we haven't hit, but I believe we're pushing 200. So if you can, feel free to donate. If you cannot, that's totally cool too. Um, there's reasons to not take Wallsted and Lysell. That's true. I feel like I'm talking too much. My throat is starting to hurt. Or I'm talking too loud. If I'm talking too loud, please tell me. I'm slowly transforming into the guy from the All Gas No Brakes video in Michigan that's drinking White Claws and he just starts screaming White Claw. In about an hour, I might be that guy. Okay, Edmonton's trading down. Wallsted? Maybe? Lysell? Okay. Depending on who they take. Oh, thank you, Logan. Logan, if your last name is Paul, I'm not a fan, but hello. Yeah, I mean, it depends on who they pick here at 20, but you make that trade if it's a guy like Lysell or Wallsted or Ratu or Stankoven. There's a lot of good options here. I mean, I might not have traded up to 22, but if there's a guy they really, really, really want, if that's Wallsted, then do it. For a third round pick, whatever. There's Judd Brackett, the greatest, the GOAT scouting director. At least he's top tier. He's up there. Bill Guerin's looking like he's been hitting the tanning bed. He looks like he went on vacation. Was he always? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Favorite sandwich? I like a good Reuben. I also like a good egg sandwich. Egg and ham kind of thing. I made that for breakfast this morning on a bagel. That was pretty killer. I like eggs. You know, I like eggs. They were just talking about Eichel and a potential trade. Where's a good landing spot for him? Let me flip that around. Where isn't a good landing spot for Jack Eichel? Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes or no? No, a hot dog is a hot dog. Like that to me, asking if a hot dog is a sandwich is like asking if salmon is a meat. It's like, no, it's not. It's just a different category of thing. Buns and bread are not the same thing. Is cereal a soup? No. You don't make soup with milk. So how can it be soup? Think. Cereal isn't a soup. Salmon is definitely meat. No, it's fish. Chicken is poultry. Cereal isn't a soup. No, it's not. Cereal doesn't involve heating food. It doesn't involve heat. Bagged chocolate milk versus syrup chocolate milk? Bagged. Bagged. Syrup chocolate milk, anything that comes in a syrup that has to be mixed into something to make it the thing that the syrup says it is not as good as the real thing. Oatmeal is hot. You know what, Heart of Lad? That's not cereal. Oatmeal is not cereal. Soups involve heating. Oatmeal could be a soup. Oatmeal might be a soup. Cereal, you don't boil the milk after you pour it into your life. You don't do that. This is absolutely incredible. This is crazy. Will with freezing cold takes tonight. You know what, Heart of Lad? I don't care. I don't care. Look. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think about these things. All right, let's see what they got. Let's see what they've got going on here, Minnesota. What craftiness did you get up to? Is it my boy, Fabian? My other boy, Yes Bear? There it is. Jesper Wallsted goes to the Minnesota Wild. Finally. Good pick. Yeah, that's how you trade up. That's how you trade up and make that pick. Ba-bam. Artiv, guys and gals, all this food stuff, y'all think too much. No wonder we're all stressed out and depressed all the time. Y'all are thinking too much and on social media too much. I don't really think about if a thing is a different thing and other people think it's a thing, but other people think it is not a thing. I don't know. I like cereal. I like pouring milk and stuff. I like oatmeal. It's all good. I don't care what it is. Hot dogs are dope. Let's all just enjoy food. Let's all just enjoy food. Yeah, I mean, Minnesota traded a third round pick to move up 2 slots. And to trade up 2 slots, to trade a third round pick to move up 2 slots and pick and pick Jesper Wallsted, you do that. Best non-dairy milk? Oh, that's a good question. Oat milk? Is that the one that I'm thinking of? Not soy milk. I'm not a huge soy milk guy. Oat milk is pretty good. Almond milk is fine also. If you run out of milk and use water in your cornflakes, is it still cereal? Well, yeah, because the cereal product is the cornflakes. It's not the milk and cornflakes. Like cereal is literally the grain derived product that is sold. I believe. I'm not a farmer. I don't work for General Mills or Kellogg's. Hazelnut milk is a good one too. True. Coconut milk is fine too, I suppose. I like coconut milk. But I don't drink it that much. Ottawa Senators are poo from Dylan Galloway. Dylan, I'm so sorry, man. Who knows? Look, maybe you just listen to the Ottawa Senators fans in 24 hours who are going to see that Tyler Boucher is going to be the next Tom Wilson and you're good. As a dairy farmer, this milk conversation is unfortunate. Nothing beats actual milk. Tristan, I will agree with you, and I'm not just saying that to make you feel better as a dairy farmer. I've tried the alternatives and everything. I know it's bad, but I still go back to good old fashioned milk. Any kind of dairy milk. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. 2021 dairy draft. Who goes first? 1% good old fashioned milk. Hey Will, we have the same hairline. Do we? How about that? I mean, I just got a haircut this week. My first haircut in like months. So this has been artificially created. But yeah. At least Ottawa got Stützle. Yeah, that's true. Is breast milk dairy? I mean, yeah, it's like animal derived. Like humans are animals. This is going off the rails very quickly here. It must be late at night. It's 10:30. 2% is not better than 1%. I can drink 2%, but I've had 1% long enough where I'm like, yeah, this is my jam. Skim is like out of the picture. Like every other alternative to milk, like every other milk alternative is better than skim milk. Fun fact, Wallsted is the youngest player ever to score in the Swedish Under 20 League, breaking Hedman's old record. Good for him. Really interested to see who's left at 29 for the Devils. Maybe Stankoven. Entirely possible. Yeah, skim is just dirty water. All right, well, I'm glad I've started a secondary conversation beyond how slow this NHL draft is going. Yeah. Okay, cashew milk I've never had, so maybe I'll have to try it. Parmalat, I think I'm more of a Nielsen or Seal Test family more often than not. I mean, I go to No Frills. I don't know. So who does the Edmonton Oilers take? Ratu? Stankoven? Robertson? Those three come to mind? I don't drink whole milk. That's too much for me. Yeah, see, again, like, This is why I think that like second round picks are, and like when people say, "Oh, we're trading away a late first round pick," who cares? It's like if you play your cards right and other teams make their decisions, like you're going to end up with a good player. Like stockpile those picks. Here comes the Boston Bruins. Let's see what they do. They did Mason Lohrei first off their board last year, so who knows what they've got in mind. Beautiful practice facility there in Boston they got. Whoa! Good morning to all of us. To the Boston Bruins he goes. Beautiful. I don't hate it at all. Uh there goes Fabian Lysell. You know what? I do not hate it at all. I honestly thought, yeah, like this guy was a top 5 pick and he went to the Boston Bruins in the 20s. That is a hell of a pick, folks. I love that pick. 20 and 21, man. There you go. The points don't look very good. Oh god. That's unreal. Yeah, like that's their Pasternak. Just don't don't overthink it. I honestly didn't think that was going to happen. I'm genuinely surprised that the Bruins went that direction, but I'm thrilled. Uh I don't hate that pick at all. And I mean, I'm from Toronto, so like just by the air that I breathe, like not liking Boston is in your lungs. But I mean, I love the city of Boston. I traveled there in 2020 before the pandemic. It was great. And Fabian Lysell to this team, how can you hate it? How can you not like it? How do you hate it? What was the hit on Lysell? A lot of people are concerned about him strong arming his way out of Frölunda. There's some off ice stuff that people don't really like about him. Um, but I don't know. You draft the player, not the person off in that situation. I think, and you try to help him mature and grow and mature really. And I have no concerns about that, especially at 21. Like, if he works out, that's a golden pick for the Boston Bruins. That's a gift. And I feel like the Bruins are an organization where they will not tolerate you messing around and being a jackass idiot. I feel like they won't tolerate that, and if that's something that he tries, he'll do it once, and they will stamp that down. But that's a great pick. I'm surprised he went to the Bruins of all teams, but pleasantly surprised. Good for them. Um, Apologies. I got a message that I have to respond to. Uh, wow. I don't think we're talking about milk anymore. We've moved on, but someone might bring it back now that I've said we're not talking about it. I mean, Edmonton hasn't really shot themselves in the foot, I wouldn't say. I mean, the two picks that were picked that they passed on, they might regret, but there's still good players on the board, like Ratu, Stankoven, Robertson, Chibrikov, Morrow, Samoskevich. There's a lot of interesting names still on the board, but now is kind of where things might get a little bit random and weird. Okay, the Edmonton Oilers are up. I'm gonna go optimistic and go Stank. I'm going Stank. Good news for me is that I don't have to cross anyone off my short list. So that's nice. Coolemans is still available. That might be an option for the Oilers, but I wouldn't do it. I guess we can scroll down here, and here's my best players available. Ratu, Stankoven, Robertson, Lambos, Morrow, Chibrikov, Svozil, Koivunen, Olausson. Okay. I've got him at 30. So I wouldn't categorize him as a snipe show. This is good. This is a good playmaker for Edmonton. A nice maybe second or third line winger. I'm not sure. I think there's a chance he doesn't quite work out in the NHL to the certain extent that he kind of has with his points. But he's a really, really good volume playmaker. He's got really good shiftiness on his feet. He attacks the net pretty well. There's not much that I don't like about Bourgault, but he comes and goes a lot. He had one of the most ridiculous games I've tracked of anyone this year, but that was one game. He had something like 15 dangerous pass attempts in that game, and they just ripped the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies to pieces. Where is Josh Doan on my list? I think he's on my watch list. Yeah, Josh Doan is down here on my watch list. So I don't know how much of his scoring translates to the NHL, but his playmaking is up there, and I think that's where you're gonna get something out of him. I don't think you run a line through him. I felt like Maverick Bourque drove a lot of offense for the time he was on the ice, but he's a good complementary offensive player. Not a fancy pick, not a wonderful high upside pick, but I think he'll be an interesting player that chews minutes for Edmonton offensively and can play on the power play as well. He's a nice playmaker. He's got a pretty decent shot as well, but the playmaking is kind of good for him. We'll see. And I mean, Dallas traded down from 19, right? Or from 15. You know, the guys that went between, you could live without Othman, you could live without Bolduc. I can survive without Lucius. I could survive without Svechkov. Missing out on Wallsted and Lysell in that range, in here, is a bit troubling to me. But, you know, Dallas has the choice between Ratu, which could be possible, Stankoven. I think Logan could go here to Dallas, and we all have a laugh. I mean, in my mock draft, I said that in both my brain and my gut that Minnesota would take Cossa. I felt that a goalie would make sense. For Dallas, yeah, I mean, Stankoven makes sense for me. maybe Lambos, but they like the analytical, prospect modeling kind of work guys. Like they took Bork last year, which makes me think Stankoven, makes me think maybe Zellweger, makes me think Olausson. I don't know. They got options. Wow. Hmm. So Edmonton had a bunch of offers, and the best they could do was a third round pick. Interesting. Not saying that's bad. It's just interesting. Okay, Dallas. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. I'm not drinking tomorrow. I gotta be on camera all day. There's no drinking tomorrow. Oh. Okay. All right. What pick is this? All right. Okay. Wyatt Johnston. All right. I don't really have much going on. Um, I mean, all you got to see of him was the World Under 18s, and I thought he was fine. I mean, I watched the same tournament and thought Stankoven was much better. I thought Robertson had flashes of things that were much better. Koivunen was much better. I mean, I don't mind it because he can shoot, and the mystery box aspect of it. But I don't know about that one, Chief. But okay, Dallas likes to go off the board sometimes. Some other names I liked a lot better in that range, especially with a bigger sample than Wyatt Johnston. But okay, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the OHL might be where a bunch of steals are, but like the word might doesn't really do it for me. Like it doesn't really do it for me to say like, well, our 23rd overall pick might be this because of the uncertainty of the OHL. Okay, but the other options that are on the board, there's way less uncertainty. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird pick. But again, like this is a draft where if this happens, you kind of have to like set it aside and go like, all right, if they mess up, whatever. If they don't mess up, like great. So Florida. So Lambos, maybe Lambos to Florida, maybe. Yeah, like that's the thing. You're passing on a lot of good players to draft a player who might be good. And I'm okay with that beyond the first round. I'm okay with that. But in the first round, especially with the names that are on the board, it's an unnecessary risk. Maybe they have inside information that I do not, and they thought he was great at the World Junior or at the under 18s, which I didn't think he was great. I thought he was fine. I don't know. I've got question marks there, but I can't really like flame the pick because I haven't seen a ton of him. You know, is the under 18s Wyatt Johnston full time? I don't know. I watched him last year and thought he was okay. Like, he's worth picking, but I don't know. Like, if you, like, I saw Grant McCagg had him at 16. Good for him. Good for Grant. Good, great, cool. I don't really care. I didn't see enough of him where I would use a first round pick and say, well, maybe. I don't think that's a good idea, but if I'm wrong, then great. I'm one guy. And I'm not going to sit here and go, a guy who hasn't played all year and when he did play wasn't super impressive to me. I'm not going to sit there and go, okay, that guy's a top pick when you have names on the board that have played all year and in my viewings every single time played better than Wyatt Johnston to me. Yeah, like other people had him high. Sure, great. We'll see what happens. We'll absolutely see what happens. I'm not saying it's a bad pick, but it's just questionable. That's all. It's weird. It's risky, I guess. Not weird. It's risky. And yeah, like I've seen Atu Ratu play a lot, and I would take Atu Ratu over Wyatt Johnston like 100 times out of 100. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean they're talking about Atu Ratu on the TV show, and I don't know. I trust the data I've got on him. You know, it's pretty clear to me that he's playing through some things mentally that really are holding him back. But if he figures it out, you're laughing. I think he could be a great pick. It's pretty exciting, folks. This has been a heck of a night so far, and thank you very much for joining me on it. This is the Scouching 2021 Draft-A-Thon. We're raising money for the Gord Downey and Shawnee Wenjack Fund. Um, Donate if you can. If you can't, that's totally cool. This has been a ride. This has been a heck of a ride, and you are all the people who are here along with me for it. Okay. Okay. Samaskevich is just pure skill. Pure skill and pure fun level. Uh it's fine. That's an interesting pick there. Had a pretty okay season, up and down, but the skill and the speed is on display. That's a pretty fundamental, high intensity guy. I like him. Talk about something. I am sorry. I've been talking for hours. uh, he's an interesting pick. He's really skilled. Kind of comes and goes during games. But the upside is kind of undeniable. He's more skilled and more fun to watch than a guy like Matthew Coronado for sure. But he's a bit of a project. I mean, he's a high upside guy with, I think, a pretty low floor. That's all. Yeah, and now the Columbus Blue Jackets have a chance to land Logan Stankoven. Stankoven. So that would mean Ken Johnson, Cole Sillinger, and oh boy. Okay. Am I excited for 18 hours on stream tomorrow? No, I am not. I am not. Like the problem solving stuff and the intensity at both ends for him is tough with Samaskevich, but you bet on him and hope. That's the big thing. Is he's one of the most skilled players available left in the draft at this range. With upside, I mean. And yeah. I'm down. Okay. Ratu to Yarmo Kikalena might make sense too, but I'm not holding my breath. There, kiddo. The dog's down here and she's sticking her head under the couch. Hey, you. You're an attention suck, aren't you? Oh, Tyler, thank you so much. Who's the biggest skill guy remaining whose inconsistency scares me? Morrow. Maybe Morrow. Strumgren. Morrow and Strumgren. Should I DoorDash a burger at this hour? Why not? If you're hungry, do it. You might make it before the 27th overall pick. Come up and sit with me? Yes? Oh? Maybe not. My bananas are ready for tomorrow. They're right here. I've got 3 ready to go all day for tomorrow. I got bananas. I got lots of M&Ms left. I'm rationing them accurately and I don't want to bother her. It's almost her bedtime. Surprised you're not plumb asleep yet. You want a dog? Eh. Such a big girl. Okay, I gotcha. Oh, I'm all blown out here. Okay. A little hard in this chair. Hi, you. That is true. Only 4 defensemen taken so far. That is a good observation. I'm surprised I haven't noticed that. I mean, and I'm not surprised I haven't noticed that because I'm not very attentive live on camera. But that is astute. No defenseman since the top range. Interesting. I'm surprised Kuhlman's still available. Lambos as well, but yeah, there was a bit of a drop off there. No cramping tomorrow with all those bananas. That's true. Us at the Kraken Reddit values coach. As you should. As you should. Go Kraken, go. Who do you think is the guy for Carolina? Ratu? Stank? Whoever the most valuable is right now. Oh. I'll be right back. Her ball went under the couch. And now she's happy. Now she's happy. All right. Who's the next best goalie? Your guess is as good as mine, my friend. I don't know. I have Gerasimuk next. Maybe Ben Gaudreau. Let's go, Columbus. Their hat trick of first-round picks. Good one, Gary. Finnish accents are like top tier, by the way. Can I mention that? Corson Coolemans, okay. What pick is this? 25? Yes. Okay. Sure. Coolemans is an interesting one. Oh, thank you, Tristan, for your donation. Thank you very much. You know, Coolemans is a wild card to me. I didn't think his under 18 was particularly great. He's got a bit of skill to him. Straight line play is good. Straight line skating, straight line defending. A lot of it is good. You know, there's some skill there. He steps up. He can shoot. There's a lot of nice traits with Coolemans. I think in this range, it's perfectly acceptable. He was 34 on my board. I have no problem with it. Other guys might be a bit further ahead to me, but if you want a defenseman, you know, is he better than Lambos? I'm not 100% sold on that. You know, Scott Morrow, I could see why you'd want Coolemans over Morrow. Svozil, I could see why you'd want Coolemans over Svozil. Zellweger, sure, I would take Zellweger, but I think you could see reasons why Coolemans would go after before Zellweger. Can understand Ratu falling, but Stankoven, is it really about his size? Yes. Yeah, he's really small. LaRue or Dean would also be very Carolina picks, potentially, yeah. Ratu to the Habs, maybe. I mean, we're getting there. I'm not sold on that idea, though. I feel like Montreal's going to go off the wall here a little. What else do we have here? Ratu to Minnesota could be possible. Wallsted Ratu in the first round. Wallsted Stankoven. Wallsted Robertson. Oh, lots of grossness there. I love that. I know. Stankoven is in Caulfield small. I know. I'm not saying that's my rationale. I'm just saying that's the rationale. Montreal to me might go like a Strumgren. That's the guy that I think Montreal might go for. Okay, that's also cool. You know, he's had a tough year, but I like it. I don't hate it. You know, I mean, he's the fourth best player on my board. I'm okay with it. He's 19th on my board. I think there's a good player there. Good defense first guy with some offensive traits. He's got some skill. He moves his feet well, just doesn't have the strength yet to use it super well. Um, good defensive habits, good defensive instincts, turns play around pretty well. You know, he had a rough season in a multitude of different ways, but this could be a really interesting upside pick for Montreal or for Minnesota. I don't mind this pick whatsoever for them. I mean, obviously, Ratu and Stankoven were guys that I would push for ahead of him, even Robertson. But if you want a defenseman, he's the best one available. And I think there's good upside with his game if he can sort of regain some form. I think he can outperform this draft slot, no problem. Now, Carolina, Stankoven, Stank. Uh, yeah, Stank maybe might be the guy. I don't think it'll be Ratu. Ratu would be a good fit. I could see Ratu being a good fit, but I think Stank is more likely. Scott Morrow, maybe. Is the Oilers pick bad? No, it's perfectly acceptable. Yeah, Columbus got Boqvist, Bean, Kent Johnson, Cole Sillinger, and Corson Ceulemans in a day. I think you could have done better than Ceulemans, but that's still a great haul for one day. The Robertson in the draft, I don't believe, is related to any other Robertsons. I don't believe so. Thoughts on the Sabres draft so far? Love the Patreon. Oh, thank you. Thoughts on the Sabres draft so far? Who did they pick? Rosen and Power? I feel like they could have done better. Like Beniers Lysell. I would have done that personally. Beniers Lysell would have been a hell of a haul, but Rosen and Power is fine, I think. It's not bad. Yeah, this draft hasn't been as off the board, but there are some real bangers out there. Oh. I think there's a trade coming. I think there's a trade coming. Maybe. Yeah, I think there's a trade coming here. I mean, yeah, I mean, Carolina usually knows what they're doing pretty quick, but they also know value, so. Oh, sorry. I almost ran her over. Hi. The analytics department. Maybe Senators trade their 2 seconds to draft someone in the first round who they could have gotten the third. Maybe. They've done that before. What do you think they're going to do? Carolina Hurricanes, what do you think they're going to do? Eh? Oh my god, they waited until the clock ran out and then went to commercial break. Oh my god. Analytics department couldn't get the pick in on time, that's true. Who do you think the Kraken are hoping realistically falls to them? I don't know. Robertson would be nice. Stromgren would be nice. I'm kind of curious now if I look. 26 names are off the board. Where's 26? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 of 26 picks are not in my top 26. One is Wyatt Johnston, one is Zach Balduke, and one is Tyler Boucher. All right. Where are you? Where do you think you're? Hey, you. I can't stop giving her attention. She's just so dang cute. Hey, Will, seriously, why did Ratu drop? Well, when you're projected to be the first overall pick 2 years ago and you struggle to develop, teams are going to overcompensate. I still think he's really good. Can you bring the doggo back on screen one more time? Maybe. Hey, you. Come up. Say hi. Pull on the interwebs. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm pulling my lights around everything. You just ended up sitting down. See, the trouble is that, like, my lap isn't very big. Down. She's laying down. I don't think the dog's popping up anytime. She's down for the count. It's past her bedtime. I think she's sleepy. So that much? What's his ceiling? I think Ratu's ceiling is like a middle six guy, center probably more than anything. Why did Minnesota go with Lambos over Ratu? I think there's more certainty with Lambos. I'm personally not super concerned about Ratu, but I feel like I'm one of very few people. What would you say is your most liked off the board pick so far? I guess Cossa to Detroit, because if you get your goalie from that, you get your goalie. Boucher, I'm kind of blown away, but I don't want to say too much because I know that the more I say, the more likely it is that Boucher turns out to be amazing. Bolduc, I'm not surprised. I don't like him. I don't like his game, but I'm not surprised. Johnston, I can't be surprised. I don't care. I just, if you like how he plays, then you like how he plays. Thoughts on Alexander Kisakov? Skilled MHL guy, but I'm not sure how much that means. Yeah, at this point there's a trade. There has to be with Carolina. Thoughts on Othman upside? I think Othman's ETA is he's a bit of a ways away. He'll play 2 more years in junior, I think, and then at least a year in the AHL, I think. Maybe a third line, maybe a okay second line guy, but a good third line energy guy who can shoot. That's kind of my vibe. He's got some good skill as well. Ottawa was trying to get another first for their second, so let's see. Yeah, Ottawa at 27 could make sense to pick someone completely off my board. That could happen too. Does Lucius play center or wing in the NHL? Probably wing, but Lucius is weird because I get the feeling that his injuries were also holding him back. He was better every game I saw him. And, yeah, he got better every game I saw him. And, yeah, she's down for the count. But I do think he could play center. But again, like, what's weird about this year is I look at him and I'm like, there's a universe where I didn't see the full Chaz Lucius this year. I think that would be perfectly acceptable. I don't know. Yeah. Do you think it was worth it for the Canucks to give up their 9th overall pick? We'll see. It's too early to tell. Oliver Ekman-Larsson hasn't suited up for them yet, so I think it's too early to tell. Who has the highest ceiling in the draft available for this range? Stankoven, I think. Stankoven, I think, is going to end up a winger, but I don't care. He's so good. He's just so good. Nashville, okay, so we're getting trade spoilers. 40 and 51 for 27. Interesting. I don't hate 40 and 51. I don't hate that at all. They trade down 13 slots. So, okay, so who are the 13 players on my board that are the top 13? So these guys. Like, I would take any of these guys. If you can, at 40, if you get Dylan Duke or Olin Zellweger or William Strumgren or Ayrton Martino or Ville Koivunen or Scott Morrow, I'm happy. 51? What's 40? So 13, 20, 24? No. 24. Yeah, like the end of my top 24 here is Sean Barons. You're going to end up with 2 good players if you trade those picks. Like 27 down 13 slots is a lot, but this is you're going to still get good players in my view. Now who does Nashville pick? I don't hate that trade at all for them. How is the back end of this draft looking in comparison to recent years? It depends on who's there. We'll see. At this rate, anyone could be. Would you say Buffalo's trade up last year for JJ Peterka worked out well? Yeah, I think so. All right, who does Nashville land here? Oh, okay, LaRue. All right, there you go. Oh wait, Nashville. That makes sense. I don't hate it. It's a nice pick for Nashville. He's got some skill. He can shoot. He's got some vision. He's physical. He's entertaining in terms of like if you wanna hate him because he's so annoying. He's that kind of player. I have questions about how he projects offensively, but I'm trying to think of like an NHL player who might have been a successful junior player in terms of production and kind of struggled to produce in the NHL, but still has a job as that like rambunctious, hardworking, annoying guy. Maybe like a Maxime Lapierre type player where he's just like a thorn with some talent. Antoine Roussel kind of guy. That's what comes to mind. But I like LaRue. He's fine. And in this range of the draft, sure. I had him at 39, but whatever. It's a pretty soft range, and I think it's perfectly fine. Do you think Aido Iguchi will get drafted? No, I don't. Oh, Vice Mahendran, what's going on, my friend? Hey, Will, it's been a while. How do you go about ranking players who didn't play this year? Your guess is as good as mine. Wyatt Johnston, I mean, I rank them lower by default unless their tape from last year is like, okay, this tape from a year ago is better than these players, so I'm going to put them at least in this range. With Wyatt Johnston, I think I thought he was like a second or third round guy. I don't know. But again, it's so hard to tell based on, you know, if since he hasn't played. Maybe Yanni Gourde, but I don't think he's as offensively talented as Gourde. Yeah, he's been LaRue has been suspended 4 times this year. He spat on a guy during the pandemic and got suspended. Who do you take here if you're the Avs? Stankoven. I mean, my answers are going to be the same. Ratu, Stankoven, Robertson, Scott Morrow. All those options are all good to me. Chibrikov if you want to swing for big upside, but there are other picks, I think. I mean, Stankoven in Colorado makes a lot of sense for me. That would be my pick if I'm Colorado, is Stankoven. What is it about Stankoven that you loved? There's not very much I didn't. I saw a shift by shift and he didn't blow me away. Super small sample size, but the way you bring him up made him sound so dynamic. Well, I mean, he's an extremely hardworking guy, unbelievably skilled with his hands, quick on his feet. He's fast. He works hard. He can shoot the hell out of a puck. He can pass the puck. His track data that I tracked was absolutely insane, and drove so many good positive offensive results. He just needs to work on getting stronger, but he's already, like, he doesn't take crap from anyone. I think that he's a great upside pick. I mean, he's going to need some patience, I think, but he could be a really good NHL player, I think. Where are they at? Applebee's. Apparently the Rangers wanted Boucher, so that's why Ottawa didn't trade down. Well, all right. Four more picks. Can't wait for tomorrow. All right. Oscar Olausen. All right. That's cool. That's fine. I don't dislike that pick. I think it's perfectly fine. Um he's smart and skilled. Um he's smart and skilled and crafty. He can shoot, he can pass, but like it's not super often. Um he definitely gets by a lot on his smarts. He's got good range on his feet as well. He's, he can be physical if he needs to be. He's got a good size to work with. His Allsvenskan data completely cratered to nothing, but I think there's a lot to like about his game overall. I'm not totally sure if he becomes like a top 6 guy in the NHL, but I do think third line energy guy that can shoot and is smart enough to make it work, kind of in the same kind of boat as like Brennan Othman. I can easily see that out of Olausen, but I think I like his skating a little bit more than Othman. I don't hate that pick at all. Did you scout Cole Huckins? I did. I like him a lot. I think Cole Huckins is a perfectly fine pick in the second or third round. Big, rangy, skilled playmaker, I think. Nice feel for the flow of the game. But I think he's got work to do, but I feel like he could be a nice physical two-way presence. Radu dropping like a rock. Someone's going to get a steal. Potentially. Devils don't galaxy brain this and just take Ratu. I mean, we'll see. I don't see that happening with them, but maybe. Am I okay? I feel fine-ish, I suppose. There, that's a bit better lighting on me. I need to put a dimmer in here for these lights. It's pretty nutty. Olausson played for my home team in the Allsvenskan and remind me a bit of a Henriksen. Yeah, that's the thing. Henriksen, that could make sense. He's smart. He's smart. Like you said, he's smart and positioned well. Kalle. But yeah, he's just not a very active player against men right now. I think there's some potential, but we'll see what happens with him. Off the board questions here. Not asking as a Homer Leafs fan because I have him in a sim league. What's the lowest first round pick this year you would trade Nick Robertson for? That's a good question. Knowing how I've seen things go, I mean, by lowest you mean like lowest number. Like if I could trade Nick Robertson and get like William Eklund at 7, great. Not sure anyone would do that. But if I could get Nick Robertson out of town for like 20th overall in Edmonton and also get more from them, then sure. Devils might take Morrow, but I don't know. I feel like they're going to do like Daniil Chayka. I feel like they're going to take like a Daniil Chayka here. That's my hunch. That's hunch. She's laying on the floor over there just staring at me. I see you. If available, do you see Montreal going Ratu? Maybe. I just don't think he strikes me as a Mark Bergevin pick. With 4 picks left in the first, like Chayka, Ratu, Morrow maybe to Montreal, and then Chicago takes, I don't know. Montreal, I feel like Strumgren could be a guy they look at. I've seen a few people who think highly of Sasha Pastujov, but not you. What are his flaws? Terrible skater, really low pace to his game. Skill for sure, and like good evasion ability, but just not involved in play very much. Really soft defensively. I think he's a reasonable second round pick, Pastujov, but I have questions about him in this range. I'm not surprised he's still available. All right, let's go. Okay. I don't have him ranked, but that's because I haven't seen him play. That's a New Jersey Devils pick. You know, they want these physical, hard energy guys, and that's Chase Stillman. That's him. Okay. All right. I don't know what to say about him because I've seen him. I saw his tape last year. I thought he was okay. You know, nice physical guy. Not sold though. But again, that's that under 18 bump, right? I think he was there. Yeah, that's Corey Stillman's kid. I feel like Vegas could be a Ratu place. I could see that happening. Scott Morrow. I think Vegas could have some fun with this pick, I think. Eric, you don't draft on need. Ever. Especially in this range. Ever draft on. If your current NHL team needs guys to bang and crash in front of the net, you're not going to get them by drafting them that year. Chase Stillman is at least 3 years away from the NHL. He hasn't played all year. He's lost a season. He's a ways away. He's a ways away. And by then, your needs on the team could be completely different. Oh my god, just finish this thing. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I don't hate the Chase Stillman pick at all. I mean, I think there were players who played a lot that I would take. I mean, there's a lot of players that played a lot that I would take above him. But again, like if your scouting team really wants to put their money where their mouth is and make the bet, then go right ahead. But I would be on, if I'm on that scouting team, I'm not pushing to make that decision, especially in the first round. Especially in the first round. Maybe you hit on him. Maybe. Maybe. I can't say you can't. But I'm a little bit spooked by that incredibly low sample size and the fact that even in the under 18s, I thought that Stankoven and Pinelli for even were more impressive, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Ratu to the second round doesn't sound completely crazy, and I was told that there was potentially the chance of that happening a while ago, but I thought, okay, I don't know, maybe I could see it. I'm not sold on that idea. I'm curious to see who Vegas takes. Sometimes they go off the board, sometimes they do not. If it's Pastujov to Vegas, I don't know what I'd say. Yeah, they might just trade whoever they draft anyway in a couple of years. Who knows? Zach Dean. Okay. Uh, not one of the best players I had on my board, but sure, I get it. Um, so skill pick, high end skill. Um, I think there's a player there, but I don't know. He's gonna need to be stronger. Absolutely. He's a crafty passer. He's one of the smarter passers out there, I think. He again, similar to Bourgault, like one of the games I tracked, he had a hell of a game, but then the rest of his games were not even close to the same level. Um, you know, he's relentless. He moves his feet hard. He's pretty quick when he has some open ice to play with. But under pressure, I don't see much of I don't see much success there under pressure right now. He can get rubbed out against QMJHL defenses. He struggled to score points consistently this year. Um, around the net though, he is a pretty dangerous player. Uh, I don't know what he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be a center in the NHL. Um, but that's a high skill pick for Vegas, which I don't hate it. Um, but Yeah, I don't know. I still think there were many, many better players on the board than that. And like, yeah, Montreal has their choice of a whole bunch of good players, I think, in this range, which is great. Did you ever get any fades from your barber? Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I went the local barber shop around here. I went on Wednesday, which was my birthday, and I told the guy that I was getting a haircut on my birthday, and he was like super thrilled. And I think he gave me a little bit of a fade. It's not super well kept at the moment. I've been playing with it all day. But I believe there was a bit of a fade there going on. I mean, he was really like grabbing my head and, grinding the crap out of my hair to get it going right, but turned out pretty good. Oh, same birthday. Congratulations. July 21st. 721, baby. 72190. Scouch, the Locked On Sharks boys are still dead. Oh, JD, hello. Yeah, JD Young. What's going on, man? I bet you're pretty psyched. I told you. I told you. I told you and Kyle and everyone on that show, man. I told you. I told you. Oh my god, M. Lewis, that's spooky. I remember where he was on July 21st, 2020. I remember. That's weird. Uh yeah, I told you Eklund would be the guy that would slip. And at 7, you make that pick and laugh. Oh, sorry, did I wake you up? I woke up the dog. Yeah, a Sharks jersey with Eklund on it and a Kraken jersey with Beniers on it. I'm in. Sign me up. Pinelli or Chibrikov to the Habs? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if Montreal would take Stankoven. I think Poltapov. That's my Mark Bergevin idea of a pick is Poltapov. Yeah, the credit card's gonna come out, I think, pretty soon. Francesco Panini. Hey, you. So pretty. Did you know that? Yeah, you know that. She's looking at me like she knows. She's staring into my soul. Here she comes. Uh Yeah, a lot of good options still available. A lot of good options still available. Poltapov is my bet for the Mark Bergevin pick. That's my vote. Chibrikov could make sense too. Good picks at the top end of the second round that end up busting. That's not true at all. Top of the second round, you get some really good players usually. Oh, Daniil Chaykin of Montreal could make sense too. Justin Robidas. Ooh. Okay, 2 more picks. Let's finish this off. I'm tired. Scott Morrow? No, Poltapov's my off the board. I think I'm thinking Morrow, if not Poltapov. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. Oh. Uh. 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 Oh boy. Well, uh, we wanted fireworks, right? And craziness. Uh. Where was Mayu on my board? I didn't have him ranked. Uh, I didn't have him ranked. I pulled him off my list as soon as I heard rumors and confirmed some details about what happened with some people. Like to pick him after he said to not pick him. Like that makes you look really bad, I think. Um that that makes me feel very weird. He told them not to pick him, and the Montreal Canadiens said no, 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 and took him anyway. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of him when I did watch him. I thought he was a bad defensive player, but had a good shot and decent offensive potential. But that, uh, I would not want any part of that guy on my team, at least not right now. Uh, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Especially in the context of Mark Bergevin claiming he knew nothing about the Blackhawks thing. That just feels really rotten to me. That that doesn't feel right. That like that's very at least incredibly tone deaf. Like really uh uh Canadian teams again with their I like I don't know what you want me to say. Uh yeah. Like it's not like to me it's not that complicated. I don't think that well yeah, I mean like Mayu is saying all the right things, but that doesn't mean crap to me. And especially in the context of the Blackhawks thing just getting worse and worse. Like you don't have to pick him. And yeah, he's not I don't think he's a first round guy anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I Yeah, that uh I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Like, kind of speaks for itself. Okay, Tapestry, the thing is that you're not wrong, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't like it's at a point where the on ice play kind of doesn't matter. I don't care how he plays on the ice. Like, imagine you had children and your daughter had that happen to her, and the guy who, sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I don't want to be drafted in the NHL, but then gets drafted anyway, and nobody else cares. Like, nobody in the league seems to care. It doesn't matter to me. Um, like, yeah, I don't know. Nolan Allen. Okay, Nolan Allen in the first round. I thought it might happen to Montreal, but Nolan Allen is okay. Nolan Allen is a guy who I just have a lot of issues with watching. He's that prototypical physical defensive guy who's not that great defensively. One of the worst defensive transition shutdown guys, but he hits really hard. He threw a guy into the bench in the under 18s. He's got some skill to him, but it didn't take long for me to go, I don't know. I'm gonna close this out really quick because I don't really know what else to say. The best players available on my board: Ratu, Stankoven, Robertson, Moros, Chibrikov, Svazil. None of this particularly surprises me. Maybe Ratu, Martino, Strumgren, Pinelli. Like, this is fine. Real up and down draft first round, but I think I need some time to reboot. Thank you very much for joining me. Okay. I thank you all so much, everybody who donated. This was really, really fun. I really am sorry for the technical difficulties. Tomorrow, we'll be back early and ready to party. Let's rock. Let's rock and roll. Unfortunately, tomorrow I won't do any clips as well because I don't want to ruin the stream as well. Thank you very much for joining me. This was a very bizarre evening, but that's what we're signed on for. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow, 10:30 in the morning, Eastern time, sharp. Be there or be a triangle. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye. Thank you.